Good morning and welcome to your pre-market report for Tuesday, July 14, 2026. Let's take a quick look at the global cues, domestic trends, and stocks to watch before the markets open. U.S. markets closed sharply lower, with the Dow Jones falling 0.3%, the S&P 500 losing 0.8%, and the Nasdaq dropping 1.6%, as escalating U.S.-Iran tensions and a broad sell-off in semiconductor and AI stocks weighed on investor sentiment. Rising Treasury yields and concerns that higher oil prices could keep the Federal Reserve hawkish further pressured markets ahead of key U.S. inflation data and the start of the earnings season. Asian markets are trading lower today as investors weigh escalating Middle East tensions and higher oil prices against optimism ahead of key U.S. inflation data and the start of the earnings season. Japan's Nikkei is trading slightly lower. South Korea's Kospi has corrected mildly, while Hong Kong's Hang Seng is also trading in negative territory despite hopes of further policy support from China. GIFT Nifty futures as of 8 a.m. was trading at 24,077, thereby indicating a negative opening for the Indian markets today. Crude oil prices are trading sharply higher after escalating U.S.-Iran hostilities and renewed disruptions in the Strait of Hormuz heightened fears of global supply disruptions. Despite higher OPEC+ output, geopolitical risks continue to keep a strong risk premium in oil prices. Gold prices are trading slightly lower as surging oil prices and rising bond yields have strengthened expectations that the U.S. Federal Reserve could keep interest rates higher for longer. However, investors remain cautious ahead of U.S. inflation data, with ongoing geopolitical tensions providing some support to safe haven demand. HCL Technologies reported a steady first quarter, with net profit rising 3% sequentially to 4,624 crore rupees and revenue increasing 1.8% to 34,579 crore rupees, while EBIT margins improved to 16.9%. The company also announced 3,500 crore rupees of investments to build AI data centers in India, secured $2.41 billion in new deal wins, and maintained its FY27 revenue growth guidance of 1 to 4% in constant currency. ICICI Prudential AMC delivered a strong quarter, with net profits surging 25.5% to 965 crore rupees, and total income rising over 20% sequentially. The company's average assets under management crossed 11.17 lakh crore rupees, reflecting continued growth in investor participation and mutual fund inflows. Alembic Pharmaceuticals said the USFDA has issued a warning letter related to informed consent documentation in a bioequivalence study conducted at its facility. The company clarified that the observations do not involve data integrity issues, limiting the regulatory concern to procedural compliance. Following the negative momentum being witnessed in the Asian markets, along with another significant spike in crude oil prices, Nifty is expected to open in the red once again today. Levels may be adjusted downwards as compared to yesterday's post-market report, with supports being at 24,055, followed by 23,930, while resistances may be placed at 24,165, followed by 24,300. Given Trump's notice to the Congress regarding re-engaging Iran in a conflict, negative bias may be expected in trading today as markets try to stabilize at a lower level. Indian markets may remain volatile as investors monitor escalating geopolitical tensions in the Middle East, elevated crude oil prices, uncertainty surrounding the U.S. Federal Reserve's interest rate outlook ahead of key inflation data, fluctuating FII flows, rupee movement, and the ongoing Q1 FY27 earnings season. Sharp stock-specific reactions to earnings and global risk sentiment could also drive near-term market volatility. Strong Q1 earnings from India Inc., continued domestic institutional buying, healthy corporate deal wins and capital expenditure announcements, sustained government spending, resilient domestic macroeconomic indicators, any easing in crude oil prices or geopolitical tensions, and dovish signals from the U.S. Federal Reserve could support investor confidence and help Indian equities sustain their positive momentum. Yesterday, foreign institutional investors were net sellers of about 3,062 crore rupees, while domestic institutional investors were net buyers of around 2,172 crore rupees. That's your market snapshot for India on July 14, 2026. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for stock market related updates. Wishing you a focused and profitable trading session ahead.